Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
All right, so there's a school bus driver who has gone way above and beyond
Okay.
the call to duty. It's pretty awesome. Anne Marie has been a school bus driver for decades, 46 years
Wow.
to be exact. She's not messing around.
Yeah.
And she's got a little second grade boy named Jack on her route. She met Jack about 3 years ago when he was a kindergartner, starting school he was a little nervous, kind of shy,
Sure.
reserved kid. He wasn't so sure about this getting on the bus thing. But he found out that when they explained the route to him, they were going to be going by his grandpa's house. That sealed the deal. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll feel safer if we're going by there. So during one of his first trips on that bus, back in kindergarten, when they went past his papa's road, there he was, his papa, out there waving his grandson. And here's the thing, rain or shine, every day he shows up out
I
there
could cry right now.
to wave to his grandson to make him feel, a little more secure,
Yeah.
a little more safe. On special days, he shows up with a sign or something to just spice it up.
I love that.
And now, all the kids are all in on it. They're watching for Jack's papa, too. In fact, on his birthday, for Papa's 75th birthday, the bus driver, Anne Marie, got the little loudspeaker, and they all screamed and wished him a happy birthday as they drove by, which I think is pretty awesome.
That is.
Right? And then came the really sad news, too. His papa got sick, and he ended up going to heaven. And Anne-Marie knew this was going to be really hard for Jack. And so at the funeral, she told Jack that Papa was going to be a helper. And so she put a picture of him up on the visor on the school bus, just to let him have a sense of just comfort going into it. I mean, she is going above and beyond. And not only did she do that, for special holidays, when they would drive by that place where Papa used to stand, she literally set up like a little wreath.
Wow.
And just a way to honor him and try to make those hard days a little bit easier.
Man.
This is pretty amazing, right? Totally going above and beyond.
Seriously. Man, that is really sweet.
I wore the wrong mascara.
Oh,
today.
no, Becky.
Oh, right? It's beautiful.
Hand me a tissue.
I will. That is really sweet. And I've had some bus drivers that really have gone above and beyond. And I think everybody could kind of tell that I was a little nervous to get on the bus, but it's when everybody teams up. The bus drivers are extra nice to talk to you when you sit close to them. My parents, they set up a little ice cream stand right outside of where the bus would drop us off, and all the kids would get off and they'd give us all ice cream some weeks.
Awesome.
So it's really cool just seeing how people can come together to help us scared little kids.
Hey, we've all got
That's
our stuff that can be challenging, right? So let's just help each other. That is our positive difference story of the day.
Real people, real life. The KLRC Morning Show. 90.9 KLRC.
Dr. Rosemary from the John Brown University Center for Healthy Relationships joins us. Good morning.
Good morning. It's always a joy to be here with you too.
So it's October, which is crazy. It's here. In fact, I was just reading, October is Mental Health Awareness Month. So there's going to be a lot of conversations about mental health, which is a good,
It's
right
very
thing.
good, yeah.
And we were even just talking off the air about one of those big factors for a lot of us. Even if we feel like I might be in a pretty good season or a pretty good place right now, there might be like a low-grade fever undercurrent that's not maybe healthy, and it has so much to do with all the stuff that we were taking in. Like you were telling us off the air, like it's like we've got a lot of tabs.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes I'll look at my computer and, the little squares at the top that show how many tabs you have open. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. No wonder things are operating slowly. But that's what's happening in my own brain and heart, and the different places that I'm getting input. I remember growing up, okay, I'm going to date myself here, but back in the day of just newspapers, right? We'd get the weekly newspaper, maybe the daily, at some point. So that would really, they might watch the 6 o'clock news or something. But when I think about the amount of times when I open my phone or, something pops up on my computer that I'm getting this input of what's happening around the world, it is literally bombarding our heart, mind, and soul with information that actually I think is accumulating in us, such that it's like having all those tabs open on your computer, that what I really want to be doing, using my mind creatively, interacting with people in a loving, gracious way, I actually have a lessened capacity for that because of all this other stuff that's kind of filling me up.
And I get this visual of, when we start our days with all the noise, all the news feeds, social media, like you're slowly filling your cup up with what?
Yeah.
And in turn, what are you then pouring out?
Yeah, exactly. The cup, what goes in is going to come out. It's kind of a fill and spill principle. And this is confession. This is just confession to you two. Nobody else is listening, right? Or are we on air right now? Okay.
Totally private.
Okay, really private. You, me, and thousands of listeners.
Anyone.
No, we won't, because you are.
I really struggled first thing in the morning to not look at newsfeed, email, what's come in on Instagram or Facebook, even texts. And my family all lives, at a distance from us. So I'm like, there might be something there from the kids. Well, chances are between, 11 and 6, they probably haven't sent me anything. But there's just this, and I realize the addictive nature of this, of wanting to check things out. But what I have also noticed is that when I actually give in to that tendency and allow, let's assume that we wake up in the morning with an empty cup. If I allow those first things to be the news feed, all those that stuff from around the world, if I allow my cup to start to be filled with that, when I go to sit down, even 15, 20 minutes later with my Bible, with a desire to really connect with the Spirit, I am restricted. My capacity to hear the Spirit has been impacted. Whereas if I get up, head to the shower, get my coffee, sit down, and I haven't had any of that other stuff fill up my heart and mind yet, I am much more attuned to the Spirit. So I am really trying to break this habit, which it really had become, to not do that and to sit first, because I find that I am so much more attentive. It's like attentive to the Spirit when I do that. And the other thing I've noticed is there's a shift in what happens in the rest of the day. Instead of seeing the lens through what's happening in the world, and I look at what's going on, I interact with people, if I don't do that and I give those first fruits, if I can put it that way, to the Spirit, I actually see the world and the people around me differently. So that's just between the three of us and our listeners,
I love that.
that's something that I'm really working at.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC, the positive difference.
We're talking with Dr. Rosemary from the Center for Healthy Relationships here at JBU. Mental Health Month, one of the big things that's affecting a lot of us is all those inputs that we're filling our cup with. Most of us, when you start the day and grab the phone, and it's probably not the healthiest thing. I was thinking about, I just read this recently, that part in James where he basically says, hey, when you're one of those people who finally gets to look in the mirror and you see something in the mirror, don't ignore it. Don't be just like, I see it. And I've been thinking about, God, what are you helping me see in the mirror that I need to do something about? I think a lot of us today are nodding our heads with you and like, when I look in the mirror, I see a person who's living with too many tabs open. I feel weighted down. I'm inputting, like you were talking about the cup, I'm filling that cup with some stuff that, man, it's making me anxious. It's making me depressed, those kind of things.
I mean, another way to look at it would be what glasses are you putting on in the morning? Like, are you putting on glasses that are really what you're looking through is a worldly view? Or are you looking, have you put the glasses of the Spirit on and you're seeing, because that will impact the way you see the people around you and the way you're going to interact with the people around. Are you going to have capacity to love and to be the person of peace at your workplace, to offer grace to your kids when they mess up, to, have just that little bit of extra love towards your spouse that you can call them and say, hey, I was actually thinking about you today at work. And I mean, imagine what that's going to do when you get home, right?
My husband would be like,
good.
I think somebody might have taken your phone.
What happened? It's so good. I'm curious before we let you go. So you mentioned about like starting the day and controlling what we feed ourselves into. The reality is we're bombarded all day long. Have you come across anything else that you've found as a strategy for you? I'm curious or just even heard of, like, how do we shield ourselves from the constant noise? Because it feels like if we don't do something active, we're just going to get bombarded.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Well, it's like that passage in Scripture where the demon was removed from the person, but then it wasn't filled with anything good, and so the demon came back, right?
Yes.
And so there is that element of it. So one of the things I think mental health, we talk a lot about, are you going to a counselor, that there's resources, professional resources available to us, but let's not neglect the power of just being in community. One of my mentors was Dr. Larry Crabb, and I remember him saying, the reason we have such a proliferation of Christian counselors is because we have so few spiritual friends.
Wow.
And just that idea of how can I be a friend to somebody?
Yeah.
What kind of friend am I being to someone, as well as am I surrounding myself with people who are really pouring in? Power of that.
That's really good. And what a gift that God would give us, that when we choose to outwardly focus, to be that for somebody else, it's actually helping us too, instead of all the other stuff.
Be a friend. Best way to have a friend is to be a friend.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So good. Real quick before we let you go, if somebody's curious about, you guys are up to all kinds of stuff at the Center for Healthy Relationships. I heard you were loving on and training our first responders earlier this week, which is very cool.
It was very exciting. We had talked about that earlier in September, end of August. And it was, we had like 50 first responders in the room talking about how to have healthy romantic relationships. It was a rich time. It was really a lot of fun.
Really
so,
cool.
You can find us chr.jbu.edu. So we're on campus at John Brown, but we do a lot out in the community.
Yeah.
So love to hear from people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Dr. Rosemary from the Center for Healthy Relationships joined us earlier this morning, and we were talking about choosing the better things, like how easy it is. Just start your day and you're like scrolling and filling your cup with anxiety and just stuff that doesn't, and how that affects our mental health. Like all these things that we're choosing, we're like, we can make better choices. You were telling us this past weekend.
Yes.
It was kind of a cool, you lived it out.
I did. I'm usually very, let's get stuff done. Rest is very challenging for me to accomplish.
And if you don't know, Becky is very much she's the doer. Like,
Let's go.
Yes.
That's why I always say, let's go. Let's get it
Stuff's
done.
got to get done. Mark off the list.
Yes.
There's always something to be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my amazing husband takes that with what he can. He is very much, Becky, do you want to rest? And I'm like, what is that?
What is this word you speak of?
So we have been working on our house since we moved in, 3 years ago. It's been nonstop. And they haven't been things that were like, yes, let's do this. It's been like, no, you have to do this. So we kind of got thrown into homeownership, and he's like learning how to do all the things.
Sure.
So I really appreciate that about him. And he's very patient, and he's very detail oriented. I am like, let's just get it done.
We got to move on to the next thing.
So typically he goes to work, he comes home, and then he goes to work on the house. And usually the weekends he's working on the house.
Yeah.
This weekend, though, I chose to not say anything.
So there was no like, hey, what project's going to get done this week?
Yes. I just tried to embrace the fact that we were spending time together as a family, which is very rare.
Okay.
And important.
Very important. And so what I learned was choosing what matters.
Yeah.
And in this case, relationships matter over tasks.
Some of it,
day.
I'm looking at the mirror. Some of us need to hear that and remember that, because it's, I don't ever feel like I'm like willfully doing this. Like I'm trying to devalue my relationships. I just let other things become too important.
Yeah.
And too urgent.
And I mean, y'all have heard me talk about challenges we've had with my 6-year-old, and he had a really good week last week. This week he's doing good too. And I'm like, Becky, the more we spend together, like time together as a family, the better it is for everyone on multiple levels. And so it was a very sweet moment and a good realization. I don't even know if I've communicated that to my husband just yet. So if you're
I'll send him this clip.
He might be hearing this for the first time. But did it feel different? Like,
It did.
Like, was it like
Absolutely.
good for your soul kind of?
Yes. Like,
feeling?
It's okay, Becky, to just be still and just be present. It was really sweet.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
We were talking earlier this morning with Dr. Rosemary about that. Making a choice each morning, like, hey, am I going to scroll and then fill my cup with a bunch of stuff that might make me anxious or depressed, comparison, all that, and learning to say no to that, which can be a challenge for a lot of us and how it affects our just soul, our mental health, our emotions. And I was thinking about both you guys because you're fairly new to the social media thing, just joining in on the morning show. You kind of had to, jump on that for a little bit. Neither one of you were big social media people before.
Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So, and you're just like,
Robert,
you should make an account. I'm like, how do I even do that? I was asking you questions about it the first couple days.
And I'm a little bit jealous of you guys because you're starting now and you get to choose and make some patterns that some of us who've been on it for longer got sucked into the addictive nature of it, not even always knowing it, realizing it, and now are having to really work hard to make better choices and choose better things. But even just listening to you guys, I'm like, you're early in the game and you're already having to be like, I don't know.
I need to set some limits on this thing. Yeah.
You were talking about just first out of the gate, like first post, you're like,
yeah. I mean, I spent like 15 minutes piecing together this post, and I'm like, my first post is going to go out with a bang. It's going to be awesome. I was pretty proud of it. And I posted it, and then I close it, and I found myself opening it a couple more times in the next 2-3 hours and just making sure that it was getting likes. And I'm like, this is a really bad habit, and I don't want this. So I ended up just giving my phone to my girlfriend, and I'm just like, here's a password that you can put it in, block Facebook, block all these apps that are on my phone, and just like, just 5 minutes a day where I'm not just spending too much time on it. And I find that to be
super smart,
very helpful as somebody who like looks for outside sources sometimes to bring fulfillment.
Yeah. And I mean, I was on, Facebook before we started a family, but when that season happened, we're like, we don't want this to be out there, just for our family's safety. And so similar to Ross, like, how do I create an account, and, what does that look like? But I also remember someone coming up to me once and saying, well, and this was somebody in their 60s, like, how do I get as many likes as my daughter? Because she gets so many likes with her posts, but I don't get any. And I'm just like, wow, you're truly seeking your validation in a platform where all of our validation should be coming from the Lord.
Right. But it's a temptation for all of us.
And so I'm just like, I'll just rather not, because I'd rather invest my time in things that add value and that I actually have control over versus a space where it's just not.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Go, 1, 2, 3, go! HPPY,
Hey, happy birthday. All right. So it's Thursday, October 2nd. Time for the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash.
Happy birthday to Macy Hubbard, turning 22 in Decatur. Happy birthday to Megan Gordiani, turning 52 in Fayetteville. Evelyn Paola Gisau, turning 34 in Van Buren. Tammy Glover in Van Buren. Robbie Lusk in Cave Springs. Toby Thompson in Siloam Springs.
And Megan Gorgerani in Fayetteville has a birthday as well. Mary Chewy has a birthday. Garland Howard is turning 8 in Springdale. Marjorie Kiljor is turning 11 in Fayetteville. Hannah Bowers, 32 in Springdale. Tammy Zachary has a birthday in Fayetteville. And Blakelyn Leas is turning 10 in Tahlequah.
Okay. All right. So the randomizer has picked out a winner for us this morning.
Toby.
Hey, Toby. Good morning. It's Mark, Becky, and Ross from KLRC Radio.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
So somebody told us today's the big day, right?
It is 10 months of full retirement.
Oh, man. Okay, this is going to be a big year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So do you have big plans for your birthday?
Work.
All the adulting is still in full swing, huh?
That's right. That's
Awesome.
for sure, yeah.
Well, Toby, you're our winner of our Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash.
Well, thank you guys so much. And thank my wife for putting my name in.